Hello and welcome to the Wedding Planner. Now this is our 8th show. I'm Maureen and I'd like to introduce you to Felixstowe's very own wedding planner, Jill. Hello, Jill.
Hello, Maureen.
Thank you very much for coming
It's all
today.
right. It's fine.
Didn't we have a great time last week?
Yeah, it was good actually.
I did exactly what you said. We went to Hills, the jewellers in Felixstowe, and we had a great time. He's exactly what you said.
Yeah.
He's so helpful,
Yeah,
isn't
Paul
he?
and his staff really do know
Yes.
their stuff when it comes to jewels. So yeah,
And
well,
so easy to talk to
very
as well.
very
Yes.
knowledgeable. So,
Yeah, so it was lovely. So we had a great time last week with brand new jewellery, but I think you're going to take us somewhere else today,
We're
aren't
going
you?
to look at jewellery again, but we're going to look at vintage jewellery for brides or maybe as an engagement ring, and just see some tips of what you can look for, what you can expect. So hopefully it'll help the viewer.
Yeah. So why would a bride want vintage jewellery and not brand new jewellery?
Well, obviously everyone's got different tastes, and some
Yeah.
brides do choose to have a vintage wedding anyway, so in keeping with that theme they might want jewellery to match that period.
Right.
And some people just prefer it. They don't want sort of, modern wedding bands or whatever, or engagement rings. So to cover all eventualities, we're looking at vintage stuff today.
Oh, right. So quite exciting. I always find this very exciting, having a look at all these beautiful pieces. So shall we start, Jill?
Let's begin, yes.
So what's the first one you're going to
The
show
first one
us?
is an Art Deco piece. It's an emerald ring, engagement ring, but if people like it, I suppose they could buy it anyway, not just for an engagement. But the period Art Deco was normally sort of about 1918 to around about 1935 in the jewellery world.
Beautiful. Look
yeah.
at the way it... Oh,
It is, it's very beautiful.
lovely
So,
clasp they've put
yeah.
it in. Yeah.
A new style of jewellery came in the Art Deco period, so it's a bit different from the very ornate Edwardian period that sort of went before it. So
But I love that.
yeah, I like
And
it
they're
too.
real stones as well.
All the ones that we're seeing today are real stones, gemstones or diamonds or pearls or whatever.
Right.
So all the pieces that I've brought along. There's only one that isn't, but I don't think you can tell. I can't tell specifically. I think you need to be an expert. But I brought that along just to sort of give brides idea of a theme, for that period. But we'll see it later.
Okay, shall we look at another
Yeah,
one?
let's look. So. Okay, this is an Edwardian piece of jewellery.
Yes.
Edwardian jewellery is more ornate in its metalwork design, and also platinum came into being in that period.
Oh.
So obviously straight after the Victorian period, sort of early 1901, we go into the Edwardian period and Art Nouveau and things like that. So there's a lot of interesting jewellery out there, very ornate, lots of different cuts of diamonds.
Look at the work in it.
I know, yeah, it is
What
beautiful.
is that made of, do you think?
That again is gold, but it's also diamonds. Platinum, as I said, came into being in the Edwardian period, so you will find platinum pieces coming from that period as well.
Wonderful. Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah,
I do
it's
like
nice.
that.
Yeah. This is a black diamond with a diamond.
Black?
next to it.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, so, there are diamonds in all different colours.
Right.
You get a yellow diamond, for example, pink diamond. That's a black one. So
Are they more
a bit-
expensive?
I don't know whether they're more expensive. Obviously, as Paul would tell you, you've got the 4 C's when it comes to diamonds. So you've got clarity and you've got cut, you've got colour, carat, and things like that. So I don't quite know. An expert will be able to tell you whether a black diamond is more expensive than a sort of white diamond.
But I like the 4 C's. I've never heard of that before.
I think a lot of jewellers use that terminology when it comes to diamonds. But I just brought it along really to show you the different shape.
It's got another diamond at the side then.
So that's a white diamond.
So it would sit on your finger with a diamond to the side. Oh, that's unusual.
It's quite it is unusual.
Yes.
Obviously there you've got your sapphire diamonds around the side.
Again, that's antique, isn't it?
Yeah, they're all antique. I mean, it depends what you define by antique. We're talking sort of up to the 1960s here.
Right.
So anything that sort of went, let's say, from the Victorian age to the 1960s are what we're focusing on today.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. That is gorgeous,
nice,
isn't it?
And here I've sort of gone away from rings. We've got earrings and headbands just to show brides that there are different things out there.
Oh, isn't that stunning?
So again, a lot of ornate work going on in the metal work.
That is beautiful. Do you see much of that? Is this...
Well, if you want to find it, it's out there. It's like anything, you know, if you want to search for a certain period of jewellery or headdress, then you can find it.
But you'd also be very good to find it.
Well, wedding planners do that, you know, that's part of our research. If that's what a bride wants, as part of our remit, we can go and research certain things and then bring back what we've found and she can make a choice.
So would you wear that for a certain type of wedding? I mean...
Well, obviously with the headband, that's sort of 1920s, so if you're going to have a vintage wedding based on the 1920s, possibly the 30s, you might consider wearing something like that.
Do you know, anything goes now,
it does, yeah.
it?
I mean, you know, you don't even have to be a bride to wear that kind of thing if you're going to a special occasion where you want to dress up and wear sort of dangly earrings and things like that. You know, it's possible, but I just bought these along really as a different sort of aspect to jewellery and what's out there.
And the earrings are stunning.
Yeah.
Would that would be for guests as well as
Could
brides,
be,
wouldn't it? It wouldn't
sure.
The brides don't get everything.
No, it could be for the guests as well. It's just showing the view of what's out there really.
Yeah.
So,
but I just love those headbands. They are beautiful.
Yeah.
I'd like to wear one of those, wouldn't you?
Yeah, they are lovely. But these are Tiffany earrings, so very expensive. They're diamonds and platinum.
Platinum, goodness.
So, but I thought the design was rather special, so that's why I brought those along.
Yes. They are stunning.
Yeah,
And
they are beautiful.
maybe not necessarily for the bride, either.
No, again, you know, maybe a guest. It depends on your budget and your taste, obviously. So it's just showing people what's available.
Oh, they are absolutely beautiful. Are they very big? They look big on the picture. Would you say
they're no bigger than the previous sort of picture that we saw with the dangly 1920s earrings? But
so you really make you'd really be seen with those, wouldn't you? Goodness me, beautiful. You do find some lovely things.
Well, we try to give sort of versatile images, really. So,
but absolutely lovely.
And again, you have an Edwardian emerald engagement ring. So with diamond setting, but I bought this along because it is so ornate and it just sort of illustrates how much workmanship went into certain rings in the Edwardian period.
I can sort of see why you've brought antique jewellery.
It's unusual and different.
Work, yes, and unusual. Yeah. If you want to be different, you can.
Definitely, for sure.
So no bride has to be the same.
No, or you know, a couple getting engaged, you don't have to have a modern day ring from a jeweller. You know, on the high street, you can actually either make your own, design your own, and in fact, I think you know, in Hills of Jewellers, they have a system where you can design your own rings for engagements or wedding rings and things like that.
Yes, he showed us that.
So you know, that can be done these days, whether you choose to go with an old-fashioned style or more vintage style or an up-to-date modern style. So,
but absolutely beautiful. That looks silver though.
No, it isn't. It's I mean, obviously you've got the metal work, but it's all gold.
Oh right.
Yeah, gold and diamonds. It is beautiful.
It is. Yeah. It is.
It's very pretty.
Oh, look!
We've got some pearls there, because pearls are sort of traditional for brides to wear.
Oh,
so there's a few pearl settings there.
Oh, so stunning! So you've got on the left-hand corner, you've got the earrings.
You've got the earrings with the drop necklace, with the little pearls dropping
beautiful.
Down. And then you've got the single pearl in a round setting, top right-hand corner.
Yes.
And then you've got a little brooch.
Is that what it is, a brooch?
And then you've got another pearl necklace in the bottom right.
Bottom right, I mean, that's that makes quite a...
They're quite a statement, yes.
Yes, makes a statement, yes. So you'd really want a low-cut dress, wouldn't you, or
ideally,
something to...
Yeah, not everybody's taste, but it's out there, you know, some people like that kind of thing. So.
Well, I think it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Stunning. So I don't know what we've got left.
Now this is a piece that isn't a real diamond, but I like it anyway, and you can purchase that from the jewellery box in Felixstowe, and it's a hair comb, and it's based on the Great Gatsby 1930s image. So if you had a vintage wedding that was going back to the 1930s, you might consider having that in your hair as a bride or even a guest or a bridesmaid. So,
that is.
but it is so ornate. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Is that called a fascinator?
No, that is just a comb. It's a comb that goes in the side of the hair. Yeah.
Oh, that is. Oh, do you know what? That is gorgeous.
Yeah.
That's got to be for a bride, hasn't
it?
I think you'd upstage the bride if you wore that to a
Possibly,
wedding, wouldn't you?
But there again, even if you're going to a prom, maybe you might want to wear a headdress like that.
Yeah, I think it's gorgeous. Yeah. So there's lots of stones in it. I know you're saying they're not real stones, but I don't care.
Diamantes,
Yes.
But they, when it's in your hair, it has a beautiful effect.
Beautiful. It really would set something up. And where could you get that from?
That's from the jewellery box in Felixstowe.
Oh, I'm hoping we'll visit there
yes,
one time.
I'm sure we will.
Yes,
but they've got loads of things that, not just hair combs, obviously all different types of jewellery, hence the name of the shop. So
Aren't they in Orwell?
They are. They're the other side of Orwell Road, yeah.
So we could visit a few within a very small area, really.
Sure, yeah.
But that is gorgeous. I shall look forward to the visit
there.
Yes,
it's very interesting.
Yes, I hope that won't be too far off.
No, hopefully not. We'll try and go there soon.
Yes, we can have a good time there.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
There's some more hair combs. Now, these are real diamonds. Obviously, if you've got the budget and you want to have a real comb, you can have something like this in your hair, different designs there. Oh,
it's so worth it, isn't it? I mean, your bride has to be worth it, doesn't she? But they are gorgeous. I love the first one on the left-hand corner. That's really looks quite big, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that, obviously the emphasis will be on having the floral design stand out in your hair. And you've just got the wraparound band in the bottom right-hand corner if you have a bun in your hair, for example.
That's very pretty.
Yeah, that's very pretty.
It's almost like a tiara backwards.
It is, yes. I mean, again, a hairdresser will be able to fit that for a bride or a bridesmaid.
Yes.
So you just bring it along to, to your hairdresser, and he or she will be able to do it.
Beautiful about that, and very simple
it's
in
elegant,
an expensively beautiful way.
Definitely.
So there's an alternative to a veil.
Indeed, yeah. Or maybe you could have a veil attached underneath, to it.
Yes,
so
of course.
There's all possibilities.
See, your wedding planner knows all these things and the right way to do it. That is gorgeous. I do like that.
So pretty.
Yes.
There we are.
Oh, and that was all our jewellery.
All the jewellery.
I did enjoy that though. So, not all of that comes from the jewellery box, does it?
No, not all of it. I mean, obviously we were looking at things like Tiffany's jewellery. People obviously can go and sort of look online and see what they like, and then maybe if they were hiring a wedding planner, we could either make a visit to a certain shop or order it for the bride. It really depends, but I just brought along different images so that people can see what's out there.
So smashing. So a bride can come to you and say, I've got this idea, how do I work it?
Yeah.
And you can give her everything, which is your storyboards, I suppose, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, we just collate maybe 6 to 8 images of whatever the brief is from the client, and then put those on the table and say, is there anything out of these images that you like? And then we know what we're working from.
Smashing. So everything that will go with it, because if you're wearing vintage jewellery, you may want...
well, the dress and the shoes and everything, a lot of brides want a vintage wedding that is totally 1930s, so the groom will wear a suit that was very typical of the 1930s. Bridesmaids will be dressed in sort of 1930s garments, that sort of thing, so the whole package can be done by a wedding planner, including the jewellery.
Do you know, I'm quite excited about that, because I think that will be so elegant. The 30s was such an elegant time, wasn't it?
Beautiful, really beautiful.
And clothes swished.
They did, yeah. I think a 1920s or 30s wedding is fun.
I do, and I think men look like men then as well, didn't they? Their suits were, bold and manly.
Yeah, so really as a wedding planner you'd sort of do your research with regards to fashion and what was acceptable of those days, and take that to the bride and groom and see if they approve, really.
So, just a question. If I've got everything else arranged, but I'm really stuck on this and I love the idea of it, could I come to you for just a section of
Yeah,
what
I mean,
want for a
wedding planners,
wedding.
as we've said in previous programmes, don't just have to do the whole package.
Mm.
They can do a partial wedding plan, or they can just look for a supplier.
Mm.
So if you're just stuck on one thing,
Mm.
whether it be jewellery, cake making, you know, flowers, whatever, we can just take that and focus on, you know, trying to find a good supplier for your needs and what you desire.
Brilliant.
The images that you desire.
I think that's wonderful, don't you? So you can be contacted for a very small part of
the
all
tiniest
of it.
thing to the biggest
Yes.
thing. Yeah,
Fantastic. I really enjoyed that
that was
actually.
good.
But oh goodness, what have we got coming now?
Well, I think we've got some cakes, and this
Yeah.
is also keeping it local. Most people would have probably heard of Gemma's Crafty Cakes in Old Felixstowe.
Mm.
And most people have probably sampled her cakes by now. She's very successful and very
Yes.
talented. This is one such cake that she has on display in her premises. Obviously, it's a bird cage. We've got the two little lovebirds there.
Oh, I think that is stunning.
Yeah, it's stunning. I think the colours
Yes.
are lovely as well. So it's obviously a 3-tiered wedding cake that's a bit more unusual. It's not sort of your standard wedding cake. It's a really nice design.
Again, it's so much a case of you do not have to have the standard anything.
No, you don't
for your
have to
wedding.
standard round 3-tiered cake or
Yes.
square 3-tiered cake. You can really sort of, you know,
Your
push the boundaries.
personality.
Yeah,
Yes.
colours and personality can
Yeah.
come through, or theme. I mean, the bride that may order that may want a sort of bird theme or some such thing. And these days you can buy the sort of bird cages to go on tables as arrangements and things like that, and put flowers in them or artificial birds or whatever. So,
Goodness,
you know,
yes.
it could be a themed wedding cake.
But this is a Gemma Cakes is in Felixstowe.
It's in Old Felixstowe, yeah.
You know, you just don't have to go to big towns.
No.
You've got it all in
We
Felixstowe.
have got a lot of talent in Felix. So when it comes to sort of
amazing.
weddings and
Yeah.
planning a wedding, yeah.
I'm just amazed. I'm still amazed. I'm still reasonably new to Felixstowe, and I'm just amazed at what you can get here. You just don't have to travel.
No, ideally.
No.
And, you know, having sampled Gemma's cakes, they taste delicious. So it's not just the aesthetics that look good and the fact that she's very creative. She's a very good baker as well, and they taste delicious. So
Wow. We're
We'll
going to
have
get
to
a
go there.
chance. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're going to
we'll
go
go there.
there. We're going to go there. We're going to get that arranged.
Yeah.
We'll have to sample some as
we
well,
will,
won't
we
we?
will. I mean, she doesn't just focus on wedding cakes. She does birthday cakes and cupcakes and things like that. So
Yes, I can't wait.
yeah.
That sounds really good fun. So I wonder if we've got another cake.
think
We
we
did.
have.
I'm sure we missed one. Did we have one at the beginning that looked like flowers?
There was one.
There was. That's a cake made out of the one before this. That's it. That's a cake.
Yeah, that's also made by
Yeah.
Gemma.
I have to tell you, our camera person can't believe that. That's a
Yeah,
cake.
That's from Gemma's Crafty Cakes.
No,
It's
how
a
did she
bridal-
do that?
Well, you have to ask her exactly how she did it, but it's just an example of the beautiful work that she can create, and it's here on our doorstep.
Isn't
So,
that
yeah.
amazing?
It's
And I
all
just have,
edible.
it's just it's amazing. But I have to add in here, having been round very many shops, you know, in Felixstowe, I've just got to tell the viewers this. I haven't been anywhere where people aren't just absolutely helpful, friendly, and not pushy. It's so easy to shop in
Yeah.
Felixstowe. They're there to help and they're not there to push, and I find that quite unusual.
Well, I think with regards to weddings, we've got a lot of talented people on our doorstep, a lot of people that know their product. As I said, you know, with Paul and his staff at Hills
Yes.
Jewellers,
Yeah.
they really do know their stuff.
Yes.
And I don't think there's any danger of people being told the wrong information. With Gemma, I mean, you can see just by looking at some of the images, to create that, a bridal bouquet, which is edible, it's just beautiful.
It's unbelievable.
And I think she did
Yes.
actually loan that piece to one of her friends or a customer to use as a bridal bouquet.
Really?
You
you could
thankfully it
hold-
came back in one piece. So I'd be tempted to have a little nibble at it. It's lovely, isn't it? So
Yeah, but you
but
couldn't
very
cut
clever.
it, could you?
It's too beautiful, isn't it? It
it
really is
is.
lovely.
So stunning.
But even the little ivy leaves and things, it's gorgeous.
I was just going to add something you said about Paul, you know, at the Hills. I tell you what amazed me. They have got equipment new ideas that they haven't even got in the West End yet. Did you know that?
Yeah.
You know everything.
Well,
Jill.
I know because obviously
Yes.
I've liaised with Paul.
Yes.
So
But I was amazed. Even the West End haven't.
I think the danger is that people assume that when you're planning a wedding, you need to either look online first or go to Ipswich or London or Norwich to shop. And I think a lot of our small businesses in Felixstowe are getting overlooked. And actually, there's a lot of talent there and a lot of knowledge which brides and grooms should perhaps, seek out first. Because I don't think they'd be disappointed. I mean, to look at that bouquet, it is of a standard that you could find in London or any other big city.
Oh, absolutely.
And the same with Wheels the Jewellers. They do know their stuff so well that I think you'd be hard pressed to find a jeweller sort of in any big city that knows as much. I mean, the fact that he got an accolade proves the point, really, doesn't it? So
how many jewellers are there in the country? And he's what? In the top 100?
top 100, yeah, that's quite an achievement.
It is. Amazing.
And it's here on our doorstep. So.
Yes. Yes, but you know everything, Jill.
Well, I don't know everything.
You know everything as regards weddings. I mean, this is really impressive. And I have to say, we're going to the Orwell Hotel. When is that on the 19th?
That's on the 19th, Sunday the 19th of October from 11 till 3.
Right.
Where there's a wedding fair there. So any potential brides and grooms that want to come along.
We've got a stand.
Yes.
Come along and see us. Jill's going to be there, and we'll be showing lovely pictures as well, won't we?
We'll be looking at some of the things that we've discussed in the past and things that we can discuss in the future.
So don't be shy. Come up and say hello to us. And if you've got any queries about weddings, you're there, aren't you? And you'll answer them for you.
Hopefully.
So we're doing quite well at the moment for time, but it's getting on. I'm a bit concerned. I'm thinking, have we got any more cakes?
I think there are a few more cakes.
We've seen that one, which is...
These are all from Gemma's shop. Again, a black cake, a bit more unusual. Not everybody's taste, but in this day and age, a lot of people are homing in furniture and things like that on just black and whites or blacks and creams. So if that's your theme or your choice, then, there's a cake out there to suit that, really. Yeah.
But
I think it's quite striking, actually.
Yes, you talked about a black and white.
Yes, we've touched upon that before. I mean, some brides are choosing to have black and white or black and cream or black and pink or whatever as their wedding colours. I mean, that's fine. Each to their own, and there's a cake out there if you choose to have black as, one of your colours.
It's beautiful, though.
It is beautiful. Again, just the decorative design around each tier is beautiful.
Right.
So,
I don't know if we've got any more cakes. I hope so.
That's another one from Gemma's.
I think that's our last one.
That is the last one for this week, yeah.
More standard, but
more traditional.
Look at the work on it.
Again, very, elegant. It's nice.
Yes.
So, but the great thing about Gemma is that whatever you want, she will work with you and, discuss your taste, your price range and that kind of thing.
Oh, right.
So she's very flexible and creative. So
I can't wait to meet her, actually. I think it'll be a great day.
Yeah.
Do you know, Jill, you've shown us so many wonderful things. You do know your
well, it's all
your
part of the
area,
research, but
don't you?
yeah, hopefully, as I said, we bring different images and the viewer can either like or dislike them, but at least you know what's out there, what's available, and it might get people thinking.
Yeah.
As
Well,
to
it is.
what they want.
It's good to have ideas. Half of these things I've never seen before.
No.
If I was looking for a wedding, I'd get lots of ideas from this.
Yeah, there are lots of ideas out there.
Brilliant. So it doesn't all have to be the usual standard.
No, not at all.
Nothing wrong with the usual and standard. Utterly beautiful. But if you want to be different,
it's just
you
giving
can
variety.
be. Yes. Oh, you're dying to show us flowers now, aren't you? Well, have we got time? We'd have a quick look.
We'll have a quick look at flowers.
Yes.
I mean, I hope in the future to do a whole programme donated to sort of, flowers and floral bouquets and things like that.
Yeah.
This is just a sort of a few images, if you like.
Perhaps
again,
we'll
what's
visit.
available. Yes.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Because you know everybody in Felixstowe.
Well, I've got a few ideas of what I'd like to do for the flower arranging, but these are a few images just to sort of show brides what's out there.
Beautiful.
White roses with berries. That one, obviously, the Callia lily with hydrangeas and things like that. So
Isn't
depending
that
on your
unusual?
choice and colour scheme,
Oh, Jill, you come up with some beautiful ideas.
There's another, using blues again. Again, you've got hydrangeas in there. But I quite like the sort of blue and green theme there.
Yes, that's
More
very unusual.
Round bouquet.
Yes, smashing.
So, and then sticking with the green, another, they're just hydrangeas, but
Quite fond of hydrangeas.
well, I think I was just sort of, going through some images, and these tended to be, the ones that are grouped together. So you're probably getting a lot of hydrangea pictures together.
But it's almost an autumnal feel to a hydrangea, isn't it?
Yeah, if you've got a pale green theme going on in your wedding, that's quite a nice bouquet to have. It's unusual. It's not the traditional sort of rose or carnation bouquet. There are other flowers out there that brides can maybe ask their florist to arrange for them.
I don't think you've brought us anything usual, have you? You've brought us
I tried to think outside the box.
You've stretched us.
hopefully a little bit. So, we're back to the hair combs. Yeah.
Oh.
So.
Oh right. Gosh.
So that's a birdcage netting hair comb.
Oh, I can see it. Oh, we have had a lovely mixture today, haven't we?
Thrown everything in there, from jewellery to flowers.
It's always a pleasure to see more jewellery, and that's a comb again.
That's a comb with a little bit of what they call birdcage netting.
That can look so elegant, can't it?
Indeed, yeah.
Yes, I don't know how we're going there with our pictures. I've enjoyed them all. Oh, there's more.
We're back to the bouquets. Obviously, they're orchids, so purple orchids.
What are they?
They're orchids.
They're all good grief.
Orchids are very popular now to have either in a bouquet or as a theme. Maybe dress the table or have it even decorated on a wedding cake. They're quite popular nowadays.
It's a beautiful flower.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And obviously so many different colours. So.
I was going to say that colour is stunning.
That's more of a Christmas bouquet. Obviously you've got the holly, not the holly, the ivy, and the red carnations there. So if you were getting married during the Christmas period, you might consider having that kind of bouquet.
That's really unusual, isn't it?
Nice, it's pretty.
It is very unusual.
And this bouquet, obviously not a floral bouquet, but it's made of beads, and you can see I think the viewer can see in the bottom right hand corner, you've got sort of like flowers on pins, so they're thread through to like an oasis, and there is a company in the south of England that will make these bouquets to order. You can go online and have a look at them. And obviously in this one, it's more of a 1920s, 30s thing, because you've got the droplets hanging down from the bouquet.
Isn't that stunning?
That's a similar thing, but you can see that it's made of different little brooches and sort of beads. And, you've got the little watch there and things. So again, maybe if you're having a vintage wedding and you don't want a traditional bouquet, or you want a bouquet that you can keep, then that sort of thing might be for you.
Goodness me, somebody makes that.
Yeah, they make them. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really unusual.
It's very unusual. Yeah. Basically, it's just brooches and sort of, pins
all put together.
With lace around the edge. And we're back to the
original. We're back to our original, so we're okay now. Yeah. Well, I've had a great time.
Good.
It's been very, very good. Yeah. I love vintage jewellery.
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, if you've got time, you can comb through sort of antiques showrooms, or visit auctions and things like that. If you haven't, then wedding planners can go and do it on your behalf. But there's so much out there in the vintage range, and we're talking from Victorian right up to the 1960s. That whole area is considered vintage nowadays.
Is it really? Yeah. Goodness me, but it's beautiful. You always surprise us and bring some beautiful items. Good. And it's nice to get a taster of the cake, so to speak.
Indeed.
I'm looking forward to a real taste of the cake.
You will. I mean, it's marvellous. So
you know Gemma, and you'll get
I do know
that
Gemma, yeah, she's lovely, and she's very welcoming.
Oh, so I look forward to that visit.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
And maybe a florist. We had a little taste.
Yeah, I've got some ideas for floristry, so we'll see.
Wonderful. So watch this space.
Indeed.
Every week, I think it's going to be my most favourite week, but I really like.
Well, hopefully, something's brought to the table where you can learn about something, you know,
Yes.
vintage jewellery in this case, or bouquets. So
Yes, very unusual bouquets.
very
as
unusual
well.
bouquets.
Yes.
You know, maybe in Felixstowe not so many brides have seen a bouquet that isn't actually made of fresh flowers or silk flowers. So there's an alternative out there. If you want sort of vintage bouquets, you can have them made of beads and pins.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah,
you know. I think
it's
that's a
unusual.
lovely idea.
It is nice, yeah.
So we've talked about jewellery, and I know you've got a few tips for
There
us
are a
on
few
jewellery
tips.
and keeping jewellery.
I mean, obviously, when it comes to diamonds, any good jeweller will tell you try not to put your diamonds or your gemstones into detergent. So when you're doing your housework or gardening, try and take your rings off, especially because that does damage the stone. It does damage the sort of metalwork, whether it be gold, platinum, silver, whatever. So they always tell you to do that. If you're wearing diamond rings or you have a diamond necklace or whatever, and you want to clean them, just get some lukewarm water and a very soft brush if you can find one, and just dip it in a little bit of liquid, washing up liquid, and just very gently brush your ring, and then run it under running water, warm running water.
That's all.
Yeah, that's it.
That sounds good.
But you know, you should actually take off all your jewellery when you're doing your housework, and I'm guilty as anyone by wearing it. But pearls especially, because obviously when they're set, they're normally put on pins in a ring, and then they're normally glued. And obviously if you keep dipping your sort of pearl ring or whatever into detergents, washing up liquid or whatever, it does loosen the glue.
Right.
So, not good.
Right.
So,
That's.
I know we all do it, but we should actually take off all our rings. So
good to be warned.
good to be warned.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Well, thank you very much for
All right.
that. Do you know what? We're out of time
Are we?
again. I've never known half an hour go so quickly. It's always such a
Flies.
pleasure. Jill, you know your stuff.
Hopefully.
You really do. And again, please don't forget the 19th of October at the Orwell Hotel, 1 to 4 o'clock, I believe.
no, it's 11 till 3.
Oh, it's 11. See,
Yeah.
I got that.
You'll be there
totally
late.
wrong. 11 till 3.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's
You
all
see, what would I do without you,
You need a
Jill?
wedding planning.
Yeah, I need a wedding. We have a stand there, and you're going to be there, Jill, aren't
Yeah,
you,
well, I'll
with
be
us?
there, and as you said earlier, we'll show some images and be there to give advice, really.
Brilliant.
Point people in the right direction if they need
Yeah.
it, if they're thinking about getting married. So,
So Sunday, the 19th of October, 11 till 3.
yes.
I hope you'll come, and we'll look forward to seeing you there. But for now, thank you very
You're
much,
welcome.
Jill. It's been fabulous. And thank you so much for sharing this with us. And hopefully see you next week. And definitely at the wedding fair at the Orwell Hotel on the 19th of October. Look forward to seeing you then. Thank you. Goodbye.